Rest assured, Carol, we will figure out what makes you different.
Figure it out, why?
So you can join us.
But the
Imagine waking up one morning and realizing everyone on Earth is happy. No wars, no violence, no hunger for power, just peace. Sounds like paradise, right? But what if that peace wasn't a choice? What if it came from somewhere else? From a molecular message that traveled 600 light years across space and infected the entire human race? This is Pluribus, Apple TV's newest sci-fi series from Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, just dropped, and it's already one of the strangest and most fascinating things on television right now. In this video, we're diving deep into the biggest mystery of the show so far, the happiness virus. Where did it come from? What does it want? And why is one woman's sadness powerful enough to kill millions? Let's break down the science, the symbolism, and the terrifying beauty behind Pluribus. Part 1. The Signal from the Stars. Our story begins not with a cough or a lab accident, but with a signal. Astronomers detect something strange. A broadcast from 600 light years away. Not a message in alien language. Not a "we come in peace." Instead, it's a molecular message. Each tone in the signal represents a nucleotide. Guanine, uracil, adenine, cytosine, the building blocks of RNA. It's not just sound, it's code. And that code, when translated, forms a virus. Scientists at the US Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases managed to recreate it in the lab, a decision that in hindsight will doom the world. They call it a lysogenic virus, meaning it doesn't destroy the host. It merges with it. It becomes part of you. Months of animal testing showed nothing unusual until a single rat bite changed everything. A lab worker becomes the first human carrier and the first to spread the happiness virus. What happens next is unlike anything humanity has ever seen. The virus doesn't cause fever, pain, or death. At least not at first. Instead, it creates joy. The infected begin smiling, connecting, radiating peace. They spread it through touch, through breath, through, yes, donut licking. Within weeks, billions are infected, and yet no one's scared, no one's angry. For the first time in human history, Earth is united in happiness. But underneath that blissful calm, something far darker is happening. The infected begin calling themselves we. They speak in unison, think in unison, and see those who are uninfected not as enemies, but as missing pieces of a collective whole. Part 3. Are they aliens? At first, Carol Sturka, our protagonist, played brilliantly by Rhea Seehorn, believes this is an alien invasion, and who could blame her? Humanity has merged into one shared consciousness overnight. The world she knew is gone, but through Davis Taffler, a US official now part of the hive mind, the infected deliver their message. There are no aliens here. We are just the beneficiaries of extraterrestrial technology. It's not an invasion, it's evolution. The virus isn't alive in the traditional sense. It's a psychic glue, a molecular key designed to bind consciousnesses together. A hive mind without violence, greed, or hate, but also without individuality, free will, or grief. Part 4. The Price of Perfection. Over 800 million people died during what the infected call the joining. Not from violence, the virus doesn't allow killing, but from the sheer biological shock of merging billions of minds at once. As Zosha, one of the infected, explains to Carol, we can't kill, not even for food. They didn't mean to cause harm, they simply couldn't stop spreading. It's a haunting metaphor. The idea that peace and destruction can come from the same source. The virus didn't punish humanity, it perfected it, at the cost of individuality. Carol Sturka is one of just 12 people left immune to the virus. She's alone, terrified, and utterly human in a world that stopped being human at all. But there's something special about Carol, something dangerous. Whenever she feels strong emotion, especially rage or grief, the entire hive mind feels it too. When she yells, the world shakes. When she weeps, millions die. During one emotional breakdown in episode 2, her anger ripples across the globe. People convulse, cities go silent. 11 million infected perish instantly. She realizes something horrifying. The virus might connect everyone, but her emotions are the fault line that can shatter that connection. Zosha later tells Carol that her emotions reach them. them, and if they're directed right at them, they can be a little tough to take. Carol becomes both a weapon and a warning. She can destroy the collective with her rage, but she can also save it if she learns to understand what the virus truly wants. This creates a haunting symmetry. The virus unites the world by erasing individuality, while Carol, in her isolation, becomes the only person whose emotions truly matter. It's both biblical and tragic, and like humanity's Eden moment, only this time the apple fell from the stars. And this is the biggest question of Pluribus. If the signal came from 600 light years away, who sent it and why? Was it a message of peace? A test? A cosmic reproductive cycle? Where an alien civilization spreads its consciousness by seeding other worlds with this molecular code? Or was it a warning, something that escaped and spread far beyond what its creators intended? What if this happiness virus wasn't meant for us at all? What if Earth was just collateral evolution? Thematically, Vince Gilligan's storytelling has always been about transformation, how ordinary people change under extraordinary pressure. In Breaking Bad, it was the transformation of a teacher into a monster. In Pluribus, it's the transformation of an entire species. The virus is the ultimate metaphor for connection in the age of isolation, for the cost of peace, and for the terrifying thought that true unity might mean losing ourselves completely. The infected say they can't harm anyone, but by removing individuality, choice, and grief, they've erased what makes us human. Carol's immunity might not be resistance. It might be a reminder that humanity's chaos, pain, and loneliness are the price of freedom. The biggest question is, can it be cured? Carol wants to believe there's a cure, but the infected don't seem to want one. Their biological imperative is to spread, to complete what they started. They tell Carol that her life is her own, that she has agency, but if they're determined to make her one of them, does she really have a choice? And that's the paradox of Pluribus. It's not a story about alien invasion. It's a story about consent, connection, and control. What happens when happiness isn't a feeling, but an infection? As the world joins hands under a perfect blue sky, Carol Sturka stands alone, angry, grieving, terrified, and free. She is the last echo of individuality in a planet-sized mind that feels nothing but bliss. But in the distance, astronomers detect another signal, another sequence of tones, another message from the stars. Is it another virus, a correction, or something even more powerful? A consciousness searching for its children? Whatever it is, one thing is clear. Happiness in Pluribus isn't a gift, it's a contagion, and it's only just begun. We've unpacked where the virus came from, how it works, and how it reshapes humanity. But now, let's turn our gaze forward, because the story of Pluribus isn't just about the virus or the hive mind. It's about the question hiding behind every whisper of we. What happens after unity? The evolution loop. The infected call themselves we, many becoming one. But what happens when one reaches its limit? In the premiere, we see that the joining of billions triggers death and chaos. The perfect peace collapses under its own weight. So, is the goal just merging, or is it something beyond merging? A transformation we aren't ready to see? Carol's role as pivot, Carol Sturka, is immune. But perhaps more than that, she's the hinge, the individual left behind in a world given over to unity. Her resistance isn't just survival, it's a signal. The show nods to this and how her emotions ripple globally. If she can crash we with her rage, then she holds a power that threatens the entire system they've built. And what will she do with that power? The game of consent and control. The infected say they want Carol to join them. Eventually, they claim her life is still her own. But if the system is built for completion, many to one, then what choice does she have? What does it mean to offer happiness when the cost is your own identity? This isn't just sci-fi. It's a question of freedom wrapped in a virus. The first signal arrives. When the virus spreads, when the world unites, all keys fall into place. But what's next? The show offers no clean answers yet, but it points to a future where unity can't contain the very thing that breaks it. Because in Pluribus, the biggest revelation isn't what the virus is, but what the next step will be.